Hey folks, welcome back to the 4099 podcast with your hosts Dima and
it's your big boy backseat Nick.
And today we have a duo in here.
Hey, what's going on?
A little two-piece, a combo. I'll let Nick do the intros for this one. So
You just did the intro.
no, that's not a good enough intro.
Said, what
dude.
up, boys? We got two-piece in here.
Two-piece combo.
All right, so today, maybe that's not gonna fall. Maybe
Is it gonna fall?
I don't know. I heard something. All right, so we got my friend Jerome in here. We've been talking about getting him in for a while. He started doing some really creative shit, and I'm not gonna give it away just yet. But probably 4 or 5 years ago, I met him. Back when we like to exercise nasty habits in public.
Yeah. So in the younger days.
Yeah, we grew up though.
Right.
Now we're doing big boy stuff.
Right.
Right. But Joe, if you'd like, please introduce your brother and yourself, because we're not gonna be able to do that.
It's
Like
all good.
we're not
gonna do it
justice at all.
Well, what's going on, guys? My name is Jerome Smith. This is my brother Travis. We are in the comic book business. We started out back in 2017, and just kept it going through there, man. We go by JTS Comics. That's when we're together. We have a third partner, and when he's with us, we're Intense JET. But
It's a long story too.
We're gonna have
let's
your
dive.
channels pop out and shit like that so people can.
Speaking of pop out, it's time to pop up.
Yeah, you're right.
Let's roll.
Crank it, boys.
hey,
Hey! Spank them. Little spank right over the laptop. Make sure you get nice and wet.
God.
Oh, the haterade.
I'm gonna need to get some of this, man.
Oh,
Goodness gracious, yeah.
This is your first time trying this?
yeah. Yeah, these are all first bangers. They've never been to the table before.
Haterade.
Oh yeah.
Oops.
I like this.
For all
How
the
is it?
haters
You want
out
to try
there.
the haterade?
Oh no, I'm gonna stick to this right now.
Okay.
I'm being selfish, man.
I'm just saying, if you want to try the haterade, because this is the last run on it. We don't have
Oh, it is? No, I'm fine. I'm fine. I appreciate it though.
Yeah, scoot the hater right over here.
It do
You,
taste.
you'd probably like that.
It do taste like Gatorade, Powerade, or something.
Yeah, it's definitely a red flavor.
Holy hell, that actually tastes like
It
Gatorade.
don't taste like any alcohol.
Yeah,
Oh, for real?
that's
No?
dangerous.
Yeah.
I feel like this tastes like that.
I feel like they put Powerade or Gatorade in a Bud Light can from
Yeah.
last night.
Yeah,
That's what it
it's a
seems
little,
like.
it's a little funky, but it definitely has the roots of it.
There's some
Definitely-
sick,
Yo, Travis, let me-
there's some sick motherfucker out there making
try it?
I'll take a
Powerade
little
beer.
You said Powerade.
It does taste a little bit more like Powerade than Gatorade because they have a distinctive taste to them.
You don't like it?
No, I like that one.
Yeah.
I like chocolate. So if I had the chocolate wine, that's what we want.
For the folks listening, we're switching out beers and tasting each other's fucking beers because we got some gnarly
All right.
new cans on the table here.
Yeah.
But yeah, shit. It's amazing to have you guys in here. Thank you for coming out.
Hey,
Hey,
thank you for inviting
yeah,
us,
thank you
man.
for
I know
having
Nick when he got at me about it, a bunch of the world ended apparently.
Yeah.
Bunch of crazy shit started happening, man.
Right,
so we weren't able to
Yeah, I
come
feel like
out
that was
immediately.
last spring.
I think so.
Yeah,
That is
yeah.
when the world ended. Or
Yeah.
at least took a pause.
That's when
Mhm.
that's when the Western world ended.
Yeah.
It happened very fast.
Yeah.
Very
Everything
fast.
just started.
To be fair, the East shut down way before us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
For sure. For sure, dude. For sure.
So, all right, I need to know the history of this because when I first met you, you weren't doing this. I don't even know if we ever talked about you doing this.
No. Well, I mean, I was doing it behind closed doors, but it wasn't.
You were keeping secrets.
It wasn't
wait,
like
wait.
that.
Yeah.
You was
Well,
keeping
no.
secrets from me.
Hold on, hold
We're
on.
supposed to be friends.
Let's define this.
Drawing, making comic books, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Making comic books.
Figured I can draw when I was like 7 years old. Me and my brother both. We're only a year apart. So we figured out we can draw on the same day.
Yeah. Let's
but-
tell the story. This is the perfect time to tell the story.
Oh, yeah, it is.
All right,
man.
so you want to go ahead and do it? Or?
Well, I mean, I can. You can just jump in whenever, I
All
guess.
right, yeah,
but
that's cool.
the art gene runs heavily through my family, man. My granddad, from what I know, started off for us, but that could have been before him and stuff like that.
What was he? What kind of stuff was he doing?
He was an amazing painter. My
Okay.
aunt and my mom, we all have paintings that he did hanging up in our houses.
Right on. Is it oil or acrylic or?
He used to do like Bob Ross, man. Like some.
Oh, word.
Yeah, he stayed watching Bob Ross.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Like
He's probably a little oil and acrylic.
Yeah.
I kind of wish Bob Ross would read me bedtime stories.
Yo, ultimate ASMR guy right there.
Hey, right now I put it on at night for my kids to go to sleep.
Yeah.
So,
I'm telling you,
No,
man.
it's
works.
good. It's good for the brain to just see that creative kind of outlook on shit.
Yeah,
Because he walks you through it. Bob walks you through the whole process, man.
Oh,
So,
yeah,
so
man.
this is your mom's dad or your dad's dad?
Yeah, my mom's dad.
Okay.
It's on my mom's side. Everybody in our family can pretty much draw, except for maybe one person.
probably.
But we
So
just
you have a rich kind of artistry background.
Oh yeah. It's heavy in our family, man. It's ridiculous. But me and my brother and my cousin also, we decided, we were the only ones who decided, hey, let's take this. We're gonna take it a step further. We're about to let's try to like actually create our own material.
Right.
Now, when I first came up with my own character, I was 12 years old, man. I was 12 years old, and I remember I was drawing like Dragon Ball Z, and y'all know what Dragon Ball Z
Yes,
stuff
dude.
is, right?
Yeah.
I was drawing Dragon Ball Z, all that stuff, man. And my older brother, he came in one day and was just like, look, man, if you want to, become a cartoonist and stuff like that, man, you're going to have to create your own stuff. You're just drawing other people's stuff.
Right.
And see,
It was kind of messed up when I was a kid when he said that, because he walked out.
remember how it
Drop the
started?
mic.
Remember
Being
you
rude.
know, he was a real good artist. We
Our older brother, yeah.
we love Marvel, DC comics and stuff like that. So we grew up on a lot of X-Men, Superman, Batman, stuff like that,
right.
including also with Dragon Ball Z and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and martial art movies and stuff like that. So our brother, he's older than us, so he drew Incredible Hulk, Ninja Turtles, all that stuff, and we used to love watching him draw. And we used to tell him to draw stuff. He got tired of it. Like, y'all draw your own stuff. So we like, all right. So this is when you was talking about we learned to draw it the same day. We had a cassette tape. It was Lion King.
Sorry.
VHS.
Yeah.
And we had the Lion King tape or whatever. And we just sat it there and we just like, let's try to draw it. And we both just sat there and we drew them.
Like the cover?
Yeah, the cover. And
All
we
right.
just sat there and drew the front cover.
Now, are you guys, sorry for cutting in, are you guys drawing it like eye to paper? Or are you tracing it? How are you doing it?
eye to paper.
Eye to paper.
Yeah,
Okay.
we set it up.
So you're doing the right way.
Right, yeah. And
I'd
that's
be tracing.
that's when we figured out, like, yo, we actually got it too. So that's when after that we was drawing
Man, we was drawing on everything, man.
everything.
Everything.
Computer, paper, whatever. Back of the
You,
homework.
you guys in class just going at it and shit?
I stayed getting in trouble.
Yeah.
That's all they were they would call my mother. He won't do his work. He's drawing. He's drawing. He won't do his work at all.
At least you were drawing cool shit. You weren't like Jonah Hill and Superbad. You had the
Just drawing dicks.
you got the Scooby Doo treasure chest lunchbox full of fucking dicks.
You hit back and forth with your dick.
Oh, man. That was a fucking great reference. I'm sorry. I gotta do that.
Oh man.
Shit.
So I mean, you're drawing cool shit. That's what's up. Like,
Yeah.
Man, we were trying, man. Like we still got
do you still have this Lion King you drew?
no. It got lost amongst.
Well, we were super young,
Yeah,
man.
we-
It was like,
You guys were producing so much art. It was easy to lose a sheet of paper with something.
But it's your
Yeah.
first one.
Yeah, that's
well,
true. But when you're a kid, you don't really care about that,
That's
right?
true.
And
That's
I'm
true.
sure we
I
probably-
throw shit away all day.
I'm sure we were kids. We couldn't we didn't know how to keep up with a lot
I
of stuff.
can't
you
even
know what I mean?
remember. I know after what you said, our brother said, he was like, y'all need to, if y'all want to go somewhere with it, y'all got to start drawing your own things instead
Be
of
original.
and stuff. So
Oh, yeah,
be
that's
original. So
People
we
don't.
started doing,
People don't like the cover band.
Yeah.
And we just got a stack of paper and just started drawing comic books. Like, I mean, we didn't draw it. We didn't know how to do it the right way.
Oh, they were ugly.
They were
But-
ugly shit.
They were ugly, man. When we first started, they were.
It was
ugly.
like one panel per page. It's like
Yeah.
it was pretty bad.
It was
but
terrible.
And you guys, just to clarify, you guys are making your own designs, your own characters at this point, or are you guys still copying?
No, we were still. Well, we were trying to make our own designs stuff like that, but it
Yeah.
would come out looking like the stuff that we watched.
Yeah,
I see.
and it's
So
kind
a
of like
little
it was
bit
kind of like a
of-
little.
Yeah.
It would be our own spin-off a little
Your
bit. to
your
like-
adaptation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's like it wasn't up until I got turned 12 when I finally came out with my first ever character called Tiger Fang.
Okay.
And it was like anime-esque type stuff. That's when it started showing. Like you see, like I got my own original designs.
Yeah.
Like he's made up some clothing or something like that. That's when it started getting clear.
So you've absorbed enough as a kid to actually now take all of those influences and restructure them in your own mind and finally start creating your own shit.
Yeah.
As opposed to just copying or maybe like this outfit that you really like you copied or something like that. Now you're just recreating it like completely.
Yeah, definitely. It's all about practice. It's like, you have a lot of people who think like, oh, I can draw, so I'm going to make a comic. Like, it's not like that. Just because I can draw, I can't draw. I can't do tattoos.
Right.
It doesn't work that way.
Isn't that weird how people just assume the weirdest shit?
Yeah.
Right. It's different styles of art, man. Like you said, we got one friend does tattoos. We know some people that do like logos for people and graphic design, stuff like that. But like comic books, it's different lanes. Yeah, so if I try to do logos or tattoos, I probably won't be as good as them.
You probably create your own niche because like these things look a little off. Like people, like some people would be into that.
Yeah.
It's like I didn't want a regular ass logo. I want something that's a little quirky.
Yeah. And with comics, they're like, they can draw. They draw good as shit, but they're like, yeah, I'm about to go ahead and start. But they're not thinking about everything you have to do
to make a
comic. It's background story for each character. Now
let's build that up real quick. All right.
Cool.
Because right now we're talking about specifically the influences, and we just got to the point where you made your own character for the first time.
Right? Yeah.
Tiger Fang.
He was called Tiger Fang. I remember that. And I would bring it to school and show everybody in my class, and they would like flip out.
What was the background story on Tiger Fang?
It was like, it was like anime type crap, man. Basically, me and my brother, because his character came in later on the comic.
It's like, we'll get to it.
But the story on that was, the original story, if I can remember correctly, was there were these ancient animals back in the day, and they were huge. When they died off, their spirit kind of lingers. It's almost like
that reminds me of like Miyazaki or something like that, man.
I don't know what that is, but
like Miyazaki the anime. We're talking like Spirited Away, House of Castle.
Okay, yeah. See, okay, I like those. Yeah. Well, their spirit kind of linger around. So they attach themselves into certain human beings, like that are in a situation of life and death, basically. So my character, when he's younger, he ends up almost dying, and he hears the tiger spirit talking to him and asking him, do you want to live and stuff like that. So the tiger spirit attaches itself to him, gave him supernatural abilities, able to heal himself and get back up. After that, he became who he was.
Right.
You created that as a 12-year-old?
Yeah.
Chill out.
Crazy. My brother's character comes in later. He was
I think it was like a week after you made your character.
Yeah, it was probably like a week or two. Probably.
Yeah, because I sat there and we was like, I was still drawing, but I didn't create my own character. So I'm like, yo, he actually created his own character. It's like, it's dope.
Now the pressure's on me. I gotta make some shit.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah. So he like, one chapter in?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, and then I just drew up a whole character, and I'm just like, yeah, my favorite animal is a wolf. So his name is Wolfie.
Oh yeah, that's why I went with the tiger.
So
that's why I went with the tiger.
He went tiger. So and then he so happened to be in the tournament in the first chapter after the first chapter, and then I was like, all right, I'm gonna appear on your comic. I'm just gonna be in the tournament, and that's how I came to be. And then I can't remember.
This is like a Mortal Kombat tournament kind of thing.
No, it was more Street Fighter
kind of. Yeah,
okay.
Because I heard Wolf. I immediately went to Dragon Ball with young Goku, where he meets Yamcha,
Wolfang Fist.
Right.
Yamcha used to be shit back
and
then.
You know they got the tournament, Dragon Ball Z tournaments.
Yeah.
What was his little friend's name?
Krillin.
No. What was always hanging out with Yamcha?
Tien.
No. Par.
The cat.
The little cat that flies around.
Par.
I forgot all about Par, man.
Yeah. Sad.
I love Par.
I don't even talk about that. Yamcha's my favorite in Dragon Ball, but then he's just ass now.
Yeah.
But anyway.
What was the little...
Well, hey, listen, don't get me started on what the fuck happened to Gohan.
We're going way...
He got done
yeah, we're going to get off. That's going to be a long conversation, man.
That could be a B-roll for drop that on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah, but...
you were saying you appeared in Bro's tournament.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I appeared in his
character showed up, yeah.
And I think after that one chapter I was in, I went inside and I just did my whole comic.
He did his own. It's like spin-off, basically.
Spin-off series. And
who won the tournament though?
I think we did it to where it was like a draw, or they didn't even fight each other.
I don't think they fought.
They didn't fight each other. They kind of just ran into each other.
Yeah, it's kind of like
it's on some cool shit.
Yeah, it was kind of beef. No, they was kind of looking at each other like, you know,
we gonna
rumble in the tournament. But
I'm sorry, I'm comparing it to Dragon Ball Z so much, but that reminds me of like. That reminds me of like Goku and like Piccolo, or like Goku and Vegeta, where like Vegeta's in the corner. Like,
no, Piccolo's straight
like
evil.
Just crossed arm.
I feel
King, but that was King Piccolo. Piccolo is kind of all right. Let me stop with the Dragon Ball Z shit, man.
I mean, you know, that's the stuff we were watching back in the day, like DBZ, Escaflowne, like some of the old school
Outlaw
anime.
Star.
Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yu Yu Hakusho.
Gundam Wing, G Gundam, all that good
Cowboy
stuff.
Bebop, Trigun, Wolfram. That's the stuff I love right there.
All that good stuff.
This
man.
new stuff, I don't
New
watch
stuff
so
is
much.
a little. There's some good shit out there.
Yeah,
but you gotta do the.
You know what we're gonna do after
sounds good.
Near the end of this thing, we're gonna have to go down and kind of do top 5 current anime or just in general. But right now we're focusing on you guys because that's really what matters.
All right, cool.
Well, after that, you know, he did his whole spin-off and stuff like that. But during this whole time, man, it was all practice. Mm-hmm. That's all it was.
We didn't even know it was practice.
We didn't know it was practice. It's like it's just something you do without even.
You're in the
knowing.
moment. You're a kid. You're just trying to have fun.
Right. I mean, we're going years and years and years.
We're having a Dream Dean moment.
We're going years and years and years, man. Just drawing comics on top of comics that nobody is seeing. We're doing it for, you know, and it's like.
For yourself.
Yeah, it's for myself, the entertainment, just thinking to myself as being a kid and stuff, thinking like one day I'm going to be a professional comic book artist or a cartoonist. Mm-hmm. And that idea just kept me going for years. I'm sure the same for my brother. And
I remember I made a joke about it to you one time. I was like, man, wouldn't it be crazy if we actually start selling our own comic books?
Oh yeah,
and we kind of just laughed it off and just kept drawing like.
If you were to go in my room right now, man, I mean, there's sketch pads on top of my desk. Mm-hmm. There's sketch pads in a corner over here on a separate table.
All of that old shit.
Sketch pads in like a giant box over here. Yeah. It's just stuff from when I was a kid all the way till now.
We still got all the Tiger Fang and Wolfhead comic books.
Oh yeah, we still have them all. They cringy as crap.
But it's cool to watch. It's cool to look at.
To go back to, right?
Yeah, I'll look back at it and it I almost have a damn spasm or something, man. What is this? I was drawing this, showing it to people, but
that's kind of like us looking back on like episode 1.
Oh
like
yeah.
2.
Yeah. It's really not much to look at.
Yeah. That's a good point.
But yeah, man,
you gotta start somewhere though.
Yeah. But I don't know if you guys were.
No, you keep them going, man.
Well, I know after that. I know I was the first one in the family to like actually do that, make an actual new character and like, you know, put it out there like, hey, like this is what I want to do here. Right. You know what I mean?
And that's like you're echoing what your older brother was trying to get y'all to do in the very beginning.
Yeah, even though he subconsciously did that because I don't even think I think he was just trying to diss me, to be honest.
Yeah, he probably was, man.
Ricky, man, shout out to my big brother.
Shout out to Ricky.
Yeah, I took it to heart, man, because he when he walked out, I threw my book across the room that had all my art in it and papers just flying everywhere. My mother's like, "Hey, what's wrong with you?" I'm like,
"Ricky's me."
I'm just like, I need to be better. Like, I'm like, I gotta do better. I gotta make my own stuff.
We started getting comfortable with doing the comics though.
We
went from doing 2 panels per page, and y'all know what the panels are, right? Like,
it's a little it's basically like how a scene plays out.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And imagine 1 page, and it's only 1 page, or 2 big squares.
It's gonna take you a while to get through this.
Yeah. So, and it was terrible, but it was a start, you know. So we actually started, you know, leveling up. And we actually started doing our panels and stuff. So my Wolfhead comic books and his Tiger Fang comic books started really picking up and stuff. So yeah, we took it to school. It was like an episode a week or a day. People liked it. I mean, it felt good. And we went to our cousin's house. They used to watch it and like, yo, I like it because it's like every time y'all come by the house, it's different episodes. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And
so it was almost cool. Like they were getting like the inside look every week on this new fucking anime series that's like going crazy.
Oh yeah, that's how it was in school. Man, like I remember having my class go nuts, man, and my art teacher she got pissed, man, and she took my books and stuff, and like, I'm teaching art. I was in art class. She's like, I'm teaching the way how to draw here and stuff like that my way. This is incorrect. Look at, no one draws like this. Who eyes is that far apart from their eye or attached to their eyebrows? All this stuff, man. She's just going in. No one draws like that.
She was just salty that kids weren't paying attention to her, though.
Right.
Pretty much, man. And it's like, man, you know, she's looking at it like, this isn't real art. You're all going crazy over this.
So you
But I'm
crushing this
teaching the
kid's
class here.
dreams, man. It's like
She tried.
look at me
She
now. What's
tried.
your name? Whatever your name is, teacher. I don't know.
It was
her
Miss
name,
Torrance.
but- Miss Torrance.
But
I hope you're watching.
yeah, I ain't never
The
done.
dog shit coming.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, because the whole class will come gather around my desk. What you draw this time, man? All this stuff, man. I'll be showing them, all right, this character this character that, blah, blah, blah. And I'm young doing this, man. I'm, you know.
That's the crazy thing, too. It's like a lot of people now that's in the indie art scene, they're younger than us. So, I don't know. We have so many more years in the game, but it's like, it was kind of, you know, to ourselves.
Yeah, it was
know?
like behind closed doors.
And all this technology that we have now to progress, we didn't have back then.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
You were doing it hand
Yeah,
drawn.
right.
Right.
doing
And
it.
see, back then, they was like to actually, if you want to get big, you have to pitch it to Marvel, DC, or something like that.
You
But
would
you
have
have
to
to send it through mail,
Yeah.
like your work, and
See, I
hopefully
don't like
they get back
that.
to you. Yeah.
I don't like that.
That's
And
how it
now-
was back in the day, man. It was hard.
Yeah.
It was hard.
Because it's real easy to steal somebody's shit.
Right.
They send it to you in the mail. Like,
And, yeah.
I need to link you guys. I had a really good friend in here. He has a comic himself.
Oh, nice.
And
Nice.
I'm gonna put you guys into contact
Word,
with him because
okay.
he's in Asheville right now. But
What's his name?
his name is well, he has his comic. His comic's name is Maddie,
Okay.
Maddie.
right? And so it's more like a grungy kind of like style, right?
Mhm.
Like a lot. I don't know if you can compare it to. I'll show you his stuff later,
All
but
right,
cool.
episode 8, if you guys want, go back and watch that. But his name is Devin. My bad.
Oh, I got you.
You
Got
guys
you.
asked
We
me the
probably
name.
run into him if he does
Yeah.
conventions and stuff. We most likely run. You said
Yeah.
Asheville?
Yeah, Asheville.
Yeah, we most likely run into
Yeah.
him.
Asheville is one of our favorite
Yeah,
spots to go.
that's one of our favorite spots.
They have a lot of cool art out there. But you guys mentioned something that was really important that I really wanted to go back to was this teacher moment where you have an authority, right, that has probably been classically trained. So
Yeah.
through art history, through figure drawing,
Mhm.
life modeling, stuff like that. I don't know how good of an artist or maybe what even art schools she went to, or maybe it was just more of like an educational kind of thing.
Yeah.
But a lot of the time we see, younger people kind of learn themselves,
Mhm.
me included.
Mhm.
I was going to be an artist before I got into the graphic design thing. I went to art
Gotcha.
school.
Mhm.
So I was doing the same shit you guys are doing.
Yeah.
I was
Nice.
going crazy with the Dragon Ball Z, and
Mhm.
that's why I'm like so talkative, is because I'm relating on so many different levels.
Oh,
Right,
right.
yeah.
Got you.
And so it sucks when you all of a sudden you get in a position where you're in an institution in a school, and they're like, "Nah, you're doing it wrong." It's
Yeah.
like, what do you mean? Like,
Yeah.
I've been teaching myself this and this, and I feel like I'm
Mhm.
improving, and it's like, but that's not real art.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Yeah.
What does
I hate
that even
man.
mean? What?
Yeah.
And it's like you grow up, and I've gone to art school. I've learned from life design. I understand like where people are coming from.
Mhm.
If you
what
guys,
we learned from Vinny, the definition of art.
you're talking about are you talking about art, or are you talking about practice?
I'm talking about art.
Art.
What is the definition of art?
Anything you motherfucking want it to be.
It's whatever the artist calls it.
Right,
Right.
exactly.
Hey.
Absolutely.
Facts.
But a lot of people don't look at it like that. That's the
Yeah.
unfortunate thing.
You
Yeah.
better watch your ass, then Vinny
Yeah.
can fuck you up.
Yeah. But no, it's cool, and why I'm kind of like harping on this a little bit is because you guys didn't take that as a damn. Let me like rechange and
Damn.
relearn everything.
Yeah.
Teach
You guys
right.
took it as
Yeah.
fuck that. We're gonna keep it going.
Oh
Right.
yeah.
We're gonna
Heck
go
yeah,
harder.
man. I didn't care nothing.
Yeah.
I started back up like the next week drawing that stuff, and everybody around my desk again. And she's like mad again. I'm like, man, you ain't about to.
Yeah.
You're not about to crush my whole thing. Like,
Right.
You want to go to war, Miss Torrance?
Right.
I mean, she was a cool teacher. Don't get me wrong, man. But like, because when it came to drawing realistically and stuff like that, like I was good at it.
Mhm.
I'm still good at it,
Mhm.
but it is nothing compared to how I do comic books and
Right.
stuff, because that's what I want to do.
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean? So.
You don't have that same fire, that same passion when you do
Yeah.
it. Right.
And it's like, man, that's cool and all. I know how to do it, but it's just not. It's not my thing.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So when she was teaching and stuff like that, I'm like, yeah, I'll do the project that we're working on in class. As soon as I get that free time, it's like, boom.
Yeah.
New character design.
Hey, y'all come look at this. And kids coming over and stuff like that, man. It was,
Right.
That was the whole goal right there. That was our goal. Become comic book artists or something of that field. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whether it's like we're doing now, indie, or whether we're professionally up under someone like Marvel Comics or DC.
Marvel Comics or DC.
DC Comics.
Or DC. Marvel or DC.
Milestone, if you hear us.
Oh, Milestone. Yeah.
Dark Horse.
Hey, guys.
DC Comics, man. But yeah, man.
Not a sponsor.
Right. Yeah.
But that's pretty much it, man. Like, I mean,
from there, where we stop? Pretty much getting in trouble in school for the comics and stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We got older. I guess I'm gonna go fast forward a little bit.
Yeah.
But eventually, my cousin, he got into it as well. He started doing his thing. But I think at one point, I didn't like. I don't know. I think I didn't have that hype for drawing at one point.
Oh yeah, yeah. He had lost. He lost the hype to draw for about 2 years straight. Man.
Yeah,
I swear it was.
Yeah.
I kept trying to get him to create something new, man.
Right.
And here I am over here. I'm just drawing all these. Like I'm coming up with all these ideas and stuff like that.
You're in like the zone.
Well, yeah, because like it was like a whole. I couldn't get off of the anime train for a while. You know what I mean? Like, I grew up on Marvel and DC and stuff like that, but you know how it is for people in America when they get introduced to
something
anime.
New.
It's something new.
Yeah.
It's it's different. It's not.
You're hooked.
Yeah.
It's not American at all. So it's like you're hooked. So it's like I couldn't get off of that train for a while, and I know he was.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think the last comic I actually drew like that when it comes down to like more than 4 issues was Crush.
Oh yeah. That's a whole nother ball game right there.
Yeah, that's a different comic that we was drawing. Like, cause like I mean, Wolfie and Tiger Fang was our main characters in comics, but we will branch off and we'll do
other ones.
It's a lot of
we got a lot
like
of them.
Heaven or Hell. Okay, it's a lot.
Heaven or Hell, Boxing Ring,
Crush. He had
Rush,
Hush. It's a lot of stuff, but
it's like a bunch of stuff we can't.
But you were saying you fell out of love with it.
Yeah, I fell out. It's not that I fell out of love. It's just that I wasn't motivated. Like.
The drive
wasn't there, and I didn't know what it was at the time. So I would draw pictures here and there. I would do character design sometimes and make a character, and I'm just like, I ain't feeling it. I wouldn't throw it away. I put it up, but it's like, let me draw somebody else with a giant sword. I'll do that. And then I'm like, all right, let me draw this dude that's got mad kick skills and stuff, and I'd draw that or something. It'd just be random, but I didn't have that drive to do comics and stuff no more until like one day I thought, and I was just like, superheroes.
So you kind of went back to the workshop.
Yeah.
You didn't really like plan on it. It wasn't something you were like actively engaged in, but you were there.
Right. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, I think I'm going to reboot my first ever character, which is Wolfie, and now we have Shadow Wolf.
Yep. All right. Yeah. He came to me and was like, "Hey man, I think I know what the problem is, man." He's like, "I'm just not into what we were into growing up." You know what I mean? Like kind of fell out of it just a little bit. And he's like, I got an idea. I'm like, okay, I'm going to hear anything to get my brother to start drawing again so I can team up with him, man. Because there's one thing that I didn't mention earlier on. When we were kids, we called ourselves JTS Comics. Mm-hmm. It stands for Jerome Travis Smith Comics. Mm-hmm. We called ourselves that when we were kids, man.
Right.
And we would write the logo on all of our stuff. We'll draw it on it, man.
And we didn't know what the hell we were doing. We was just...
Yeah, we were just like, man,
we got our own company. We little kids.
Yeah, we were little kids, man. We
had entrepreneurs.
Yeah, we had little ideas on how it would look if it was animated, all sorts of stuff. But
I see you guys going around with a radio flyer trying to sell your stories.
Yeah, right? But our whole thing with JTS Comics, when it's just me and my brother, and our whole thing is our stuff is. Like, you'll find that the main characters of our stories are always related. Mm-hmm. We're brothers. Me and my brother are super close. We're tight. You know what I mean? We definitely firmly believe that, like, our bond definitely plays into our artwork and stuff like that. Drawing, creating comics and stuff like that. And telling the stories as well. So, a lot of times when we're making comics, the main characters, or it could be villains, or it could be whatever side character. You're gonna find somebody in there. They're gonna have that bond that we have, that brother bond. Mm-hmm. Somebody in there is related.
Somebody's related somehow.
Somehow,
like you said,
it's always like that.
If it's the heroes or the villains, or vice versa, or.
So when he came to me with the idea, hey, let's just tear all our original stuff down. Just tear it down, man, and we're gonna rebuild it.
Yeah.
But let's change it up. We're gonna do how DC and Marvel and stuff do.
Right.
We're gonna change it to that.
Because at the time, that's what I was mainly. That's what we were.
That's what we were
watching.
on.
We were on all the animated DC movies. Because they upgraded. You know, everybody's upgrading stuff. So it went from Superman, Batman, the animated series back in the day, and how they was all bulky with the dot eyes and stuff like that. Yeah. Justice League, yeah. And it went from that to Young Justice and all the animated movies. Teen Titans.
No, sorry, I didn't mean
to say go, man.
I'm sorry.
Right. No, the original Teen Titans and the Young Justice and all the animated movies that they came out with, the Supermans, Batmans, and all that stuff. Right, yeah. And it was just like, it had me hyped, man. I was just like, man, I want to do heroes, you know. So
that relit that for you. You were just like, it's not that I'm stuck. It's just
I don't know what to do.
I'm connecting. You know what it is? This is, correct me if I'm wrong. You were looking at drawing still in that mindset of when you were younger, and that was blocking your inspiration off. Mm-hmm. But then when you realize like, oh shit, maybe I don't have to do it this way. Maybe I could just jump over here. Mm-hmm. That completely changed the game for you, and you were like, oh damn, art is something completely different for me now that I'm looking at it from this perspective.
Yeah. So, and that hype it came as soon as I thought about it. The hype came back. Just like, I got to do this.
Oh
man.
Yeah, we were drawing every day after that, man.
Yeah.
Like,
we redesigned them, how they look now.
Oh yeah, we sat there and had to like. It was hard though. The transition was rough. I'm not even in front, man. It was rough. Try to go from anime style to kind of getting that American feel,
right?
And like almost like Young Justice style, or whatever Superman comic you're reading.
Yeah, Marvel, DC comics.
The transition was rough. I'm not gonna front, man, but we ended up doing it. Eventually, we caught on to a specific style that we wanted, and it stayed. But the character I made up when I was 12 years old, we redrew them.
Yeah.
And we turned them into superheroes. So what I did was I came out with the first issue here, if you guys see. This is the first issue, Electric Tiger. He went from Tiger Fang to being called Electric Tiger.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I changed him into a young African American male. And instead of the whole ancient animals, like giving him a will to live or whatever, if you will.
And for the listeners,
this bad boy's thick.
On streaming services,
it's pretty thick, man.
Make sure to check out the YouTube video for this because we're showing the comics via camera.
Yeah,
I'm sure we can do a little.
Yeah, we can pop it up for the YouTube, but for the people that are listening on streaming services,
you guys just get a.
I turned him from Tiger Fang to Electric Tiger.
Yeah.
I had to make sure that name wasn't taken already, and I had to switch up the spelling because copyright issues and stuff.
That's a lot to go with that too.
But
I got a question about printing.
Oh yeah.
Like, how does that
you got
work?
A logistical question.
Yeah, I'm a business guy.
Yeah.
I want to know.
We go through Comics Wellspring. It's called Comics Wellspring, and you just got to do your part when you're going through Comic Wellspring with having
format,
the size right, like you said, the format stuff, the size right. Make sure you know what you're doing because we use a program called Clip Studios. Clip Studios Pro. They have everything that an artist needs to create a comic book. Everything. They have everything in there, man.
And they have other ones that like. You have Clip Studios Pro, then you have the other one that's more EX, and that's when they have an animation program built in and stuff like that. So that program has everything in there that you can that you need for comics and cartoons. So
exactly, and it's up to the artist to put it together.
Yeah,
well, it's up to you and your skills to draw it, put it together, and then when you send it to them, of course you got to you're paying in bulk. What you want to buy, but before you do that, like I said, you got to size it up and stuff, make sure it's right. think there's a 24-hour waiting period for them to approve. Because if it's not sized up
Yeah,
right
they gotta
or
look
something.
through it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like printing for the folks.
T-shirts.
Yeah, T-shirts, right?
Yeah. They're all it's in the
Or
same.
just anything. Just printing anything.
It's in the same ball game, pretty much.
Yeah.
And it goes off of, I guess, the amount of pages you do too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And ink and shit like that.
ink and
Because
all
you
that
gotta.
stuff,
I'm assuming they ask you for paper type.
They're
ink
working with
type,
like
all
color
that different shit,
matching,
right?
all this shit.
Yeah.
So like, there's a part of me that kind of thought that maybe you did that in house, and I was like, that's expensive.
Oh man.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Then there's another part of me that's like, honestly though, most people probably like contract that out.
Yeah.
That's expensive.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
what I'm hearing is, in my own head, you got an expensive like
It is, yeah.
outlet here.
It's
It's
expensive.
pricey.
It's pretty pricey. Now, doing it through Comic Wellsprings is not
Probably
as
the best
pricey.
way.
Yeah, because if you get your own equipment, which, I did my research. I try to get my own
Printing
comic
presses.
printing. Man, it's above 2,000 for all that stuff. So it's like, yeah. So eventually, I'm trying to get there. There's
eventually,
goals.
yeah.
I'm sure there's a point where it makes sense to buy that.
Yeah.
But you have to like make sure that you're seeing that return on what you're putting into it.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
But also, if you like become huge, right?
Then you don't have to worry
Then
about it
you
because
gotta
somebody's
go
going to
to
pick
other-
you up
right,
and they're just
exactly.
going to handle it for you.
Right.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
either
that's-
way, you're getting your shit mass produced, regardless. Like even if you're an independent and you want 100 copies printed, right?
Yeah.
You still got to go to the same people, right? So it's just I'm assuming in the middle, right, where you're not like new to the game, or you're not independent.
Yeah.
You're not at the crazy level yet. You can buy your own shit if you want to print 1,000, 5,000 copies or something like that. But
Yeah.
if it gets anything above that, you're gonna have to go to a company and get it mass produced.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Man, yeah. Well,
It's pretty pricey too.
Yeah.
So you got all right. So you reworked Tiger Fang into Electric Tiger.
Yeah. I'll turn them into.
What's going on in the front there?
Oh, here.
that's
Okay.
right.
All right. And
That's my first issue right there. That's Wolfie switched him into Shadow Wolf, which I love his name now.
Yeah.
So like, also, I'm kind of curious.
You want to leave?
How different do these characters look from their original?
Man, 100% different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100. Like we kept like key elements and stuff like that from the character. We kept them, but they look way different, man. Because his original design. Well, let me answer your question first. You said what's going on the front cover.
Yeah.
The front cover is basically representing how he got his powers in the first issue.
Okay, so that's that's
The origin.
literally like an illustration of the moment.
Right. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's like a representation, I like to call it, because in the comic it doesn't exactly look like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's how it happened. So I just did
it's,
like a
it's kind of a pitch.
yeah, pretty much. It's showing how he,
With us, certain comics or anime, when it starts off, the story starts off, they might start you off right in the middle.
Yeah.
Like Spider-Man might already have his powers, or Bleach, they might be,
they just drop you
right
into
in
the
there,
world.
yeah.
Right.
And then eventually they'll backtrack and stuff like that. We didn't want to do that this go around, so we started the origin of we started from the beginning, how they got their abilities and everything.
Right. So you walked the reader
through
the whole thing, as opposed to just dropping them in the middle of it and asking them to figure it out themselves.
Yeah, because there's a lot of questions already about what's going on. So if we just drop them in the middle of stuff, they probably gonna be like, so how you get the powers? And I'm like, shit,
so now I gotta go back.
What's going on here? Because he's picking up some garment.
Yeah, that's pretty much it's kind of like a sign.
Did his girlfriend run away?
That's like a sign of what he's gonna become. Like if you look at his eyes are blue, kind of glowing a little bit.
They
and
are.
Then, and then the outfit, that's pretty much like him letting you know, I'm about to become something different.
Okay, so that's not his girlfriend's.
So yeah, and if you look at the second issue, he actually has the suit on the second issue.
Oh, nice.
Second issue, folks.
For the folks on YouTube.
Folks on YouTube, everybody on YouTube out there.
Sick. That got really dark.
Right,
Wow.
man. Once.
It's kind of the same with his second issue too.
Oh yeah, well, with my second issue, it's the same as well.
Damn, you gotta check this out.
It's the same as well, man. He's in his actual outfit.
Yeah.
Now, with the original story, if y'all remember me saying, it's about, they had the whole animal spirit attaches stuff to them forever. Like whoever has the will to live or whatever gives them supernatural abilities and all that other stuff. But we switched it on this one. Now in our world, instead of it being called superheroes, they're called hyper beings. So you got hypers, and then the ones who go astray turn to villains. We call them psychos or psycho beings.
Right.
In this world, it has nothing to do with the whole animal spirit and stuff like that. We kind of just ditched that whole thing or whatever. But my guy, his name is Trevor Crane. He lives in a city called Cruiseling City. And he kind of starts off not caring about much because it was never really his problem. He came from a rough upbringing, and he looks at it like it's not my problem anymore. I got out of my rough upbringing. Yeah. I'm in college now in Cruiseling City. Right. And I don't have to worry about any of that stuff no more. Yeah. So he sees something going on, somebody's being jumped or somebody's getting robbed. He's like, ain't my problem. He just keeps it moving.
Sucks to suck.
and until he actually gets his abilities. Right. Yeah. He gets his abilities through an event happening in the comic.
Right. We're not going to give too much away.
Yeah, no, we're going to give too much away.
We want people to go check that out.
Yeah.
I think I opened your beer.
Damn.
But and he gets his abilities. And then something happens to where he actually... No. It basically opened his eyes. It made him realize, like, hey...
I have a responsibility.
I can do something with this. Yeah. And I just, he's like, I can actually do something with this. So basically, without giving away too much, he basically gets in a situation where, it ain't no turning back now. I got to do this thing.
It's like Peter Parker or Peter Parker's grandfather said, man. With great power comes great responsibility.
Oh, yeah, definitely, man. So... He ends up after he got electric-based abilities. Yep. I can't go into a lot without spoiling it. Yeah. I have a 2-part origin story. So the first one, Electric Tiger Origins.
Look, folks, we are gonna have images for every comic that we've looked at so far pop up right there. Boom, boom, boom. And also we will have the links in the description.
Oh, yeah.
You guys have an online store or anything?
Oh, no, we're working on the online shop. Okay. Now, we're working on that now, but you can pick these up on Amazon.
Yeah.
So go to Amazon.
Yeah, go to Amazon. Both of his Electric Tiger issue 1 and 2 is on Amazon, and my Shadow Wolf issue 1 is on Amazon. Okay. I'm working on putting the second one on there right now.
And we'll have those in the description. We'll have links to all those in the description below.
Oh, yeah. And if you guys want to follow us, we're on Instagram as well. We also have the links up there in our bios.
Yep. So. Boom, boom. There you go. Now, something that I really wanted to ask you guys was, we were talking about the comic thing in general, right? Mm. And you were, both of you guys were telling us how there's a lot that goes into it.
Oh, yeah.
Mm. Right? It's not only about just the art. Mm. It's about so many other different things.
Yeah. Right. Like, I've got a few things that the way I understand it, but like, what do you guys think are the important things that go into building a comic? Maybe not even necessarily an effective series of comics, but a single comic that
single comic.
Yeah, that's gonna be like a fucking banger.
If someone in that camera is looking right now
to build the perfect comic book.
Yeah.
Okay, let me start off. It's hard to answer that one.
Like, you don't have to do it right now.
Yeah, first off, it's like,
I know you.
I think, like, when we was talking on the couch over there, like, being yourself, it goes a long way with a lot of things. So, don't change certain things in your story just because you're trying to please somebody, So, I feel like if that's the way your story is going to be, stick to it. And
don't show up trying to impress some hottie at the bar.
Right. Don't try to impress nobody. Try to do it. Do a story that you love. If you wrote a story and you love it, stick with that story.
Yep.
If action wise, if it's an action comic, just make your main character badass. Make him. I mean, it all depends on how you want to do it. Make him more of a loving type person or more of a rugged type person or something like that. But the character design, you gotta take your time on character design for that character. Don't rush the character design because sometimes people will change it. Like, they'll be in the middle of it, like, I'm tired of this look. let me change it up, and they'll flip it. You know, and this take your time on the character design, and the story is probably the biggest thing, I think, because I guess it's 50-50. The story and the art, because you know the story. If you don't have an interesting story, it's not going to go far. So
right. Now, do you think that it's important? Because a good portion of comic books is visual. Mm. Do you think it's necessary that a comic book is colored, or can it be black and white? Because I've seen them both ways, and I'm not really sure. How do you guys feel about that?
All right. I think it could be both. Mm-hmm. It could be both. You have customers who love that, like, you know, oh, Marvel comics look, DC comics look, and they love it. You know what I mean? It's colored. You can see all the, like, you know, the shading and all that good stuff. Mm-hmm. But then I know a lot of people who love reading, like, manga type stuff. They love that black and white look. Yep. They love that. And I know for artists, going the black and white route is quicker, easier, faster.
It's easier, yeah.
I also feel like there's a level of depth. Mm-hmm. Like, it's a little far away from, like, realism, but you get past that wall, and there's a level of depth that you can't see with color.
Now with black and white, I will say, if I can give any input here.
No. You sit down.
Your opinion. You sit down. And correct me if I'm wrong, guys. With black and white, because there's no color and that extra feedback from the color, the extra detail from the color, you got to get your line sketches right. Like if you're doing like a figure in a really detailed background, you got to really make sure the figure is highlighted on top of that crazy background, right?
Oh yeah.
And you got to do certain little things to tweak those little certain things so the eye can read the image better.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah. But if you had color, it'd be way easier to see that figure in the background. With maybe like there's a rainforest going on.
Well, yeah, you just put them in a yellow, like a neon T-shirt, and there's your main character.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
No one else wears a neon T-shirt in this book.
Yeah. But it's like, I don't know. When it comes down to creating the comic, it's
a lot to come with it.
It's a lot to come with it. Because I know it's going to be a lot of questions you're going to be asked. So you got to have that down packed. Like I know when we created our stories, I don't know about him, but when I create my stories, I try to make sure certain things are complete. So when they be like, so how did he do this? Or why did he go that way? I already have the story. So I can just go back and let them know.
How would you say it's different now from, say, 8 years ago, 10 years ago, when you guys were like doing this on your own, creating whatever stories you just wanted to create? Mm-hmm. How does that feel now? Like, looking back at that, what is the difference?
Man, it's more nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
It's more nerve-wracking. It's exciting at the same time.
And also, you got to watch what you do now.
You got to watch what you do, too, now. It's like, for instance, man, I'll draw a comic back in the day, man, and I'll have somebody get shot and blood everywhere.
Blood everywhere.
Blood everywhere now, because I'm selling to families and stuff now. I got to watch how much blood and if they're cursing because the parents don't want their kids reading it.
Right. And
not only you reading that smut.
Right. We get that's one of the main questions we get. That's one of the main questions we get at conventions. They like, all right, so what's the age range in these comics? Like,
is there cursing?
Is cursing? Is like PG-13 or is it like R-rated? You know, pretty much.
So go ahead and run your FAQ right now. Like frequently asked questions. Let them know.
All right.
Man.
So nobody else ever has to ask you fucking questions.
Right.
Oh yeah, they do that all the time, man. Like we like to keep our stuff child friendly, man. Like I mean, it's adults can read it, teenagers, kids, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like pretty much like Dragon Ball Z or Bleach or something like that. Like
or watching DC Comics cartoon.
Yeah. Like sometimes they might slip out a curse word. Sometimes it might be blood. You know.
But not all the time. It's not like a Tarantino film.
You know, yeah. It's like
this fucking motherfucker. So
right.
And then like everybody gets shot and shit.
It's not like it's not like an episode
of that one guy.
Of the 49.
That one guy on my comic.
It's like it gets dark sometimes, but then it'll go back to
I said the comics aren't like an episode of the 49.9.
Yeah.
Right.
There's F-bombs dropping all the time.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know how to describe it.
No, it's kid friendly, man. Like I did make the mistake. I felt like I made a mistake when I did my first issue. I made the blood black, Because I'm like, all right, kid friendly. I'm thinking of that, but I'm like, man, screw that. So I did my second issue. I'm like, nope, we're gonna just.
So that kind of gets into what you said
Continuity.
by staying true to yourself.
Right.
Not thinking about.
Well, I'm going back to the continuity where people are like, "Nah, I'm gonna change it," and they flip it halfway
Right.
through.
Yeah, or
Right.
that.
And
that
like,
too. Right.
Yep.
And a lot of people, and that's why I'm like, nah. Like before, if I would have stuck with the anime style and kept him, Wolfe or whatever, I wouldn't be feeling it,
Right.
So I was like, I'm not gonna do it. I have to do it the way I want to, and we're satisfied with what we did so far. Like we both did a 2-part origin, so
2-part origin story. Our universe, they're in the same universe. Both our main characters are connected in some way. You'll have to find out yourself if you read it.
There you
They're
go.
connected in some way.
Perfect marketing, baby.
we have the beans right now.
We have it to where you could read both of my issues together by itself without even seeing any of his issues, and you'll still understand it.
I love that.
Yeah,
But if you read them in a certain order, it's the same with his issues. If you read his without reading mine, it's still a good story.
Yeah.
But if you read them in a certain order, there's a lot of things you'll catch.
Yeah.
It makes for a complete whole story.
Right.
Like,
So it's like, if we prefer you to read in order, it would be like
first-
ET2. No, ET1. I'm sorry. Electric Tiger 1. And then Shadow Wolf 1. And then it goes back to Electric Tiger 2, then Shadow Wolf.
Okay.
So a little hopscotch.
Yeah.
So just go ahead and buy both copies.
Yeah, let's
of
go ahead,
both
man.
Comics, man.
Go ahead and
How about that?
2-part origin of both comics.
Exactly.
Well-rounded story.
So it's really weird though, because I like how you did that, because like you effectively could oversight one of them and still get a full delivery of a story,
Yeah.
or the other, and vice versa. So it go in either lane,
Yeah.
cool story, and then if you do it the right way, you do the hopscotch,
Right.
you're gonna get this fully
Right.
new like third developed story where you're like,
You'll get a whole different, like, you'll be like, oh crap, okay, so that, okay.
oh,
So that's
Now
when-
I know why that happened at that time, and then he said,
Yeah.
he said, she said, bullshit.
Yeah.
Now, see, of course, nobody's perfect when they're making something. I mean, my first issue, I love it. Don't get me wrong. I love it. I'm proud of it. It's how it was supposed to be when I made it. You know what I mean? Would I go back and change some stuff? Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. Me too.
But that's looking at it now because I've been doing it for a while. But
That's the beauty of it.
yeah, exactly.
They- Like at the very least, you learn something about yourself.
Right.
Yep.
And the fact that you have the ability to say, I could go back and change it, means that you've already grown past that.
Yeah.
And you can see it. You can see the progression in both of the our comics. Like you see the first one, then you go to the second one.
Yeah.
You can see the progression. Like it's crazy. A lot of stuff that I didn't do in the first, I got to do in the second.
Now, I'm sorry for cutting you off.
No, you're good.
I'm super excited about this conversation right now. Isn't it crazy how sometimes you're not even, like, you as an artist that's actually drawing the material and the content, sometimes don't even realize the progression until you finish?
Oh yeah.
You're just like, wait, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? You know, you've already
like,
been attached. My bad. You've
No,
already
you're
been
good.
attached so closely to the art that you're not even thinking like what I'm doing right now. You're just doing it, and
Right.
you step back and you're like, "Holy shit, I'm good."
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's because you're living in it.
Yeah, you get comfortable with the characters and the design and drawing it, and then you look at the beginning part of it, and it's like, damn, like, yeah, it's like you could tell that I got comfortable and I'm just breezing through it, but it's like I'm advancing that as I go, and that's I feel like that's what any type of art, like music, gymnastics, podcasting.
Nah, podcasting doesn't fit this bubble.
Martial arts,
dancing,
dancing, all that stuff. It's like you're always going to progress. So, like right now, like I leveled up in the program we're using. So it's like, all right, it's a different look that we're gonna come back with issue 3. Issue 3 is gonna look totally different.
Read these.
Nah,
y'all read these because issue 3. I'm going on up to new projects.
Leveling
gonna
up.
look way different.
Game changer
from
for
what
issue
we've
3.
done here.
So
way different.
So what I'm wondering here, like, are there people that cheat at comic booking? Like, cause like,
What do you mean cheat?
we're talking about computer programming. Cause like, I know a lot of people draw things out, and then a lot of people could probably get around with like just doing it CG.
I
mean,
would say,
And do we consider that cheating? Cause like,
in the art world, no.
no.
No, they don't consider it cheating because it's like
it's
just
as much
another
effort,
form
right?
of art. Yeah.
So like, I mean, like, are they still drawing it out and like they
Some
make a
stuff.
render kind of thing, and then they place that around and manipulate it? Like,
It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot of people that they'll draw the characters and the anatomy and stuff for the characters, but the background might not be theirs.
Okay. Yeah, the background, they probably went and Google image, kind of took something.
Or opposite.
And,
sometimes the background will be drawn and the actual object or the character will be CG. Now, what that means for the folks that don't know is they basically go into a program and essentially form objects, right? So you would form like, for the this is just example, for the torso, the character, you'd have a cylinder and then you would sculpt the cylinder out in the program. Then you would throw a skin on it, which basically means like the texture. If they're wearing any kind of clothes or this or that, that would be the skin. Anyway, it gets really
it's like making a sandwich.
But yeah, it's just literally rendered.
Just stacking shit.
Yeah. Like I know this. I found this one little thing in the program, like Clip Studios.
I was just about to bring this up.
Yeah,
the program we use.
It's a lot of ways that it makes things easier for you. So if
making sandwiches easier.
Yeah. Like say for example for like sandwiches.
I'm hungry.
So say you have Nah, that'd be bad. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna go back to all right. So yeah, I saw this thing in the program where it's like trees. So if you're doing a black and white manga, and you draw a background, it's like a landscape, but you want trees. All you have to do is select that tree, and then go across like that, and then it'll paste a bunch of trees.
Right.
You can make them smaller, you can make them bigger, and it looks good. So a lot of people, use a lot of things in that program.
That's true, but the only bad part about that, I feel, is when they do stuff like that, because so many indie artists and a lot of artists use that program, they'll be able to spot it.
Yeah,
quickly.
Yeah, everyone's accustomed to seeing that exact same fucking tree, and
it's probably in like 20 other comics. Like
it reminds me of hearing that like the Scream. Like in like,
but that's
Lucasfilm
okay though.
Studios,
everyone,
and then hearing it in like Indiana Jones and hearing that, and
the same damn screen, man. It's on everything.
We be talking about that, man.
Yeah. That I forgot where that scream comes from, but I think it's a George Lucas.
Yeah.
So, which is why it makes sense that it's just
right.
Yeah. But no, so like I was gonna say though, I think it makes sense if everyone uses the same tree, if there's uniformity, and by that I mean like everyone lives in the same universe. But we know that that's not a fucking thing. That's impossible. There's no way that some guy in Nebraska is writing comic books and you guys are like in contact with each other, writing in the same universe.
Unless you are.
Unless in like 20 years we find out this is all a big fucking scheme, and you have been talking to some dude in fucking Nebraska working out this fucking grand elaborate fucking
world,
like universe for us all to divulge, to be divulged at a later point in time.
Yeah.
That being 25 years in the future.
Yeah, I mean, hey, like that's the thing, man. Shit, man, because you got some artists too who also look at it like drawn traditionally by hand.
So
makes you a real artist.
And
right.
Drawing digitally, you're a cheater.
Yeah.
You're not showing any level of skill because the computer is doing all the work for you.
Yep.
That's what they think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We used to be one of those people growing up in a time where we didn't have
Puritans.
all that.
Mm-hmm.
We used to,
Puritans. Right.
Yeah. So now that we use the program and stuff like that, it's nothing like that at all,
That's
man.
not the case.
There's never going to be this giant war all of a sudden going to happen where the traditional artists are going to go against the digital artists and everybody's going to battle it out to see who's better.
Keyboards and pencils, baby.
It's never going to be none of that, man. So it's like, for you to dip and dab in both, that makes you more well-rounded, man.
Yeah.
It's just,
and you got to evolve with the times.
Oh yeah, definitely, man.
And it all depends on the type of technology you use too. Like tablets, like
Eventually, I think
the graphics and Wacom and stuff.
Yeah.
So you have your one, the small one where you're drawing like this, but you have to look up at the screen.
That'll fuck with me.
Yeah, and we had that for a while.
Oh yeah, we had those for a while.
We had that for a while.
All the time.
Oh yeah,
it was annoying. So now we upgraded to the actual tablet we draw on. So
like
Yeah, you look while you go at what you're doing.
it's like the next best thing to paper and pencil. So
yeah, like this concept, like motherfucker.
Well, I used to do that shit all like damn, like looking up like
where is my hand?
Yeah. Now, certain people do got to remember too, though, man. Like just because you bought the program, don't mean it's really gonna draw for you.
Right.
You gotta actually. I see so many people do that shit, man. They're like, so that's what he uses. So I'm gonna go buy it, and that's gonna make my stuff look like that. But it's not.
You got to know what the hell you're doing.
Exactly.
They
It's
look
like,
at-
a singer can't. A singer, if they were to buy a mic and they sing through the mic, and that mic is a very good mic, is expensive.
Auto-tune can only do so much.
Yeah, exactly. And they sound freaking amazing. And then you get somebody who can't sing, and they get on that same mic, and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna sound just like Beyonce."
I'll tell you exactly what you do is you go pay someone to record and write everything for you, and then you just do. What was the Tiger King's name? Joe Exotic.
Joe Exotic.
Remember his music video?
The country shit.
Yeah. He's like got the guitar and the boots, and he's like sitting on the car, and he's
God.
like talking to somebody. You know, he's talking. He's talking to somebody. He's trying to say something.
Bro.
Free my man, Joe Exotic.
Free Joe.
But you know, making a comic book is definitely complex. It's complex as crap.
Yeah.
Even growing up, drawing all that on pencil and paper, thinking we had it all figured out. Then we get to actually making them for real and becoming published authors. We still was learning new stuff.
Every day.
It made it
Every
even more
day, yeah.
complex, kind of, because now we have to learn how to draw digitally.
Well, your brain starts expanding.
Yeah.
And you start understanding. There's a really good quote by Albert Einstein, and I'm gonna butcher the fuck out of it, but essentially what he was saying was the true genius knows that he doesn't know anything.
Yeah.
And so it's always that ability to expand your mind all the time, and never to just say, I know this already.
Yeah.
Because the moment you
Right.
say that is the moment where you just stop developing
Yeah.
as a person in anything you're doing. Right. So I feel like that's something that both of you guys are saying is the more you guys get into it, the more you learn all the fucking time, all the time. Oh shit. Okay. I just realized how to get this texture right. Or like, oh shit, this color is actually like, can be way better if I put it like here and add this shade to it, right? So
Yep.
You never stop learning when it comes down to anything.
Oh yeah. No.
I learn things from my kids. Like, you know, you can never stop learning. So I don't know. Yeah, like I mean, as long as you passionate about it and you keep going, you're always going to progress.
Oh yeah, if you're passionate about it, because I don't know how many times, and I'll see this on my Facebook, and I ain't calling nobody out or nothing, but good God, man, I see people.
we already called your teacher out, so I think that's enough calling out.
What's her
I
name?
don't see people. Hey, chill, bro. I don't see people like, I'm about to make this comic, man. I'm about to get on here and make this comic, and it's they think it's just some easy thing. Like, oh well, Jerome, that idiot did it. Jerome did it, so I can do it. No, seriously, I'm not even kidding. I've seen people do this so many times, and I'm just sitting there like, okay, this idiot did it, so I'm about to do it. Yeah. And then I
2 weeks later,
and then they say no, it'd be like a year or two later, man. They don't have anything out, and then they'll post something. Oh, like I'm gonna get to it. They'll continue, or they'll post something. It's harder than it looks, and stuff like that. I'm like, well, yeah, I didn't wake up overnight and decided, hey, I'm about to shit out a comic book.
Right.
Like,
I wish.
Right.
yeah.
I'm like, no, like this was hours of me sitting up all night, no sleep, drawing constantly, trying to squeeze out at least 3 to 4 pages because I know taking like a whole day will take one comic. I mean, like
It's a lot.
One page.
It's a lot easier for people to look at somebody do things and say I could do that than it is to actually sit down and do it themselves.
Oh yeah, exactly,
Right.
man. And a lot of people did that with us. They saw like, because in Greensboro, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty certain we were representing the only team representing for Greensboro at the time.
When it comes down to comics.
When it comes down to comics,
Right.
There's a lot of artists in Greensboro. Great
It's a
ones.
lot of
To my knowledge, though, you're the only comic team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to our knowledge, because every time we go anywhere to any conventions that we travel to or whatever, we're the only ones coming out of Greensboro.
Right.
Yeah, and it's certain ones that are in North Carolina that does it, but in Greensboro,
Like specifically Greensboro.
Yeah. I'm talking about Greensboro. Don't get mad at me, people.
Or the I would say even probably the
The tribe.
the surrounding area. Like I haven't heard about anything in Winston,
High Point, and all that stuff.
Yeah, like, and then you get around like all the sticks up north before you get to Virginia. I hear shit up around there.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's some people out in Raleigh and Charlotte though.
Oh yeah.
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 So,
Yeah.
but Greensboro is what we're specifically talking about. So nobody go crazy with the comments.
Oh yeah.
No.
Unless you do.
Shout out
Unless
to all
you
the
do.
indie artists out there. We not trying to throw no shade on
Please
anybody.
go crazy in the comments.
Yeah, if there is somebody in Greensboro that is doing comics.
Just
throw
say
down
hey.
a fucking comment. Throw down a comment.
Yeah,
Say
yeah,
hello.
Yeah, let us know. Cause I just, other than us two and our cousin, that's the only ones I can think of that's in Greensboro.
That's the crazy part. It's a family business.
Oh yeah. We didn't even try to plan that either.
No, and see, that's the crazy thing. Like, I forgot what I was gonna say. I was gonna go back to, like different artists. Like, they have different styles and stuff. Like, more people do realistic and stuff like that. So when they see comics, they're like, he can do it. Oh. They might think they draw better than us, you know. Yeah. It might be true, might not be.
You know what it is?
If they be like,
it's the fact that they know you.
They're critiquing you.
It's way easier because you know that person. It's a lot harder for a person like, let's just take music for example, right? Like a big artist, right?
Yeah.
Like a Drake or something like that.
Yeah.
No.
If he was a local, all right, let's do like a
J. Cole.
J. Cole, right?
No.
That's still a little local, right?
No.
I think what the issue is the local thing, right?
Keith Richards.
He said Keith.
Let's stick with the local thing. It's a lot easier. It's a lot easier to, because you're local and because people have been in the same room as you, to critique you, right? There is, it's a sense of familiarity, and Greensboro is such a close-knit community.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to critique somebody that you've seen around town, that you've seen at this bar, or this. It's a lot harder for people to go and look at, other states and stuff and have that same critique because they've never been in the same room as them.
Right.
There's not that familiarity aspect to it, right?
Man.
So
I 100% agree with that, and that's when another artist that we know, indie artist that we know, Matthew Jones. I said that right, of course. Matthew Jones, yes. Yeah. Matthew Jones, man. Shout out to you, the homie.
Shout out to Matthew Jones.
He was going on live, and he was talking about that. What exact thing that you were saying, and it made me realize that's what's happening. And he said, stop thinking or stop expecting your family and your friends to be your target audience. They're not your target audience. Your target audience are the people out there who support you and don't know you.
Right.
And I think it goes along with what you said. It's because that person next to me is like, professional artist, man, you the San Jerome I saw crack open a beer and ran through the house naked. Like, I didn't do that, but I'm just saying. That's how they're looking. It's kind of hard to gain that respect and support.
That wasn't him. That was me.
It's like, I agree with that. And we found that out ourselves when it was like a personal experience when we started doing our conventions, because here in Greensboro, we tell people what we're doing. They're just like, oh, man, they draw all the time. It's just what they do. But
they're always drawing.
When we go to South Carolina or Georgia or wherever else, we go Asheville, Asheboro or something like that.
They're into it.
They're like, where y'all from? I'm like, oh, Greensboro. And they're like, oh, man, this is great. And they show us so much love. Oh, yeah. But then we had a couple of conventions here, and it wasn't like that.
So, I guess like what I'm picking up here, if this is what you're putting down, correct me if I'm wrong, is it like there's a little bit of competitive nature in Greensboro, or like just in like the local community? Not saying that it's only in Greensboro. I'm saying like that because you're from the same
local
pool.
Yeah. And see, I'm not going to really say that it is, but I mean, it could be perceived that way. It could be taken that way.
Oh yeah,
so
definitely could be taken that way. It's like,
there's no more mystique about it, right?
Yeah.
It's like you're a person just like I am, so I'm gonna look at you like that.
Yeah.
Right. There's not like that. The iconic aspect of something where we didn't go to the same middle school or high school together, so we don't have that similar experience.
Yeah.
I'm not looking at you like just another person that I've always grown up with, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the same point there. Whenever I don't feel the direct type of growth, like social growth that I want to when I'm in really North Carolina. Honestly, because I'm around everything I know and everyone I know,
right,
and everything I'm used to and all that. So I get away from that, and that's when I feel like, all right, I can work something out here.
Yeah. And it's not even just this drawing. I hear it from other people like doing different things. They're just like, people here just they be like hating on me or this and that and that. It's like it's like we found out it's like they're just comfortable. They see you all the time. They don't care really.
Yeah, this gets into on some music shit just because we love music on this podcast too.
Gotcha.
They always say that an artist is way more likely to get shot in his hometown than it is anywhere else.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So
because it's a lot of I'm trying my best not to say haters, but it's a lot of people out there that's like,
look what you're drinking.
Haterade.
I'm literally drinking haterade, guys. It's for all my haters out there. No, I was kidding. But no, like, yeah, I feel what you're saying, because it's easier for them to die there, because like there's people there that also they're doing the same thing that they're doing.
That person's like, how the fuck is this person doing this?
I'm doing the same thing.
We went to the same school.
Right,
we were around the same people, and yet this person's like 100 times more successful than I am. There's a sense of real hate and envy involved.
And a lot of that goes along with what J. Cole was saying.
Yeah.
You got, or what someone said on J. Cole, one of J. Cole's songs. You got a lot of people with the same utensils as the other person has. That's out there actually using his utensils and getting what he wants. You got a lot of people sitting there with the same utensils. Just watching the other person eat and letting their food go cold, man.
Yep.
And that's exactly what's going on with a lot of places. And then a lot of built up anger comes in. That's when they end up getting shot, or that's when they end up their shit getting stolen because they got a rich house on the other side. You know what I'm saying?
Nice watch. Run it.
There you go. You know, so
it's a lot of that going around, and
a lot of artists talk about it. Like I think I heard a new song. It's not that new, but they JID, you know, it's one of Cole. Yeah, you know, I love Jay. So he was talking about leaving Atlanta because he don't get no love like that from there, and that's where he's from. And I think that's for a lot of people that's trying to make
it's
it.
That it's everyone's familiar with them. You know what I mean? And it's like, I'm sure, you know, like you guys are saying, I'm sure it's the same with you guys. Right. I'm sure it's the same with anybody who in their hometown actually trying to do something positive. Yep. The energy just ain't the same when you leave and go somewhere else.
I welcome people talking shit, because like we hadn't had that yet.
Also,
hey, I need it, man. This podcast, you know, it's different with podcasts. The haters, they might be good. Bring the haters here. Y'all might fight.
That shit helps you. That shit through. We'll put that shit on the podcast. That'd be funny as hell.
Yeah. That
was
cool.
When we went to Asheville, or was it Asheboro?
It was one of them.
For our first time.
The far one or the near one?
The far one.
Yeah,
Asheville.
Yeah. We went to Asheville for the first time for a convention.
Yeah.
I mean, the love out there, man. When I say the love out there,
the boroughs stay close together, you know what I mean?
Yeah, borough. Yeah, I see now. Okay.
The love out there was ridiculous. Mm-hmm. Like, the love and the energy was just. It makes you feel like yo, like I'm flying right now. Like
I'm actually respected for what I do.
Exactly. Right. Like I'm respected for what I do, and the people here are actually interested on what I have on this table. Like, you know what I mean? They want to buy it.
Right.
And it's like that everywhere else except for Greensboro. I'm not trash talking Greensboro.
Yeah.
But it's just
we're not specifically aiming at Greensboro. We're aiming at places where people come from.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, here I noticed that, you know, like I'll post up, hey, look, you know, I just went to this convention. We did very well. We sold out. Right. You know, we did it. 3 likes. I know it's my mom. My mom is one of them.
That's always amazing to see regardless.
But not like, no, I'm just saying, like, we get that 3 likes.
Yeah.
But if I was to post up, I'm slaving away at my job again. 100 likes. 100 likes. It's just
they like that negative stuff, man. and I noticed, like, it's a difference.
Got him.
The difference between like Instagram and Facebook. Like, if we talk about social media, Facebook, you have most of your family and friends. Yeah. Instagram, it's like I don't have a lot of my family friends on there. It's like a lot of people that I've met at the conventions.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how we built up our followers. Mm-hmm. So the same post on both Instagram, Facebook. Mm-hmm. Like he said, get like 5 likes over here because it's family. Mm-hmm. And on Instagram, it's like 40, 50 likes because it's people that you don't know. Right. You know, so
out of town
people.
And that goes back to what we're talking about, envy. There's a lot when you post something successful and positive and huge that is really important to you. It's a lot harder to click like for somebody that's jealous of you than it is if you're doing some shit similar to them that they can relate on. Oh, okay, so he's slaving away at his job too. I'm gonna like that.
Right.
Yep.
See, that's the thing. Is like people forgot what the like button was about.
Right, exactly, man.
You forgot what this button was actually about. It's not about petty shit. It's not about like what the fuck you're feeling in here. It's like, is this cool to you or not?
Yeah, right.
Like,
and I guarantee you, it's probably somebody out there right now that y'all know that wanted to do podcasts that haven't done it yet.
Yep.
And y'all are doing it right now.
I know a couple.
And they probably sitting there looking like $49. Scroll up.
And they are more than welcome to come on the show.
Right.
Yeah, come on the show and talk some shit, man.
Yeah, come talk your shit. Why your podcast ain't here yet?
For everybody, the indie artists and everybody that we do know that's out in Greensboro and they're doing their thing in their field. Shout outs to y'all because you're killing it. You're doing your thing.
Yeah,
you out there in your lane. You ain't stepping on nobody's toes. You're just trying to represent you. Yeah, and that's important.
Yep. And we love everybody out there, regardless of how much shit you talk or whatever. That just helps us at the end of the day. You know?
Just wash your hands.
Yeah, just wash your hands, man. Just wash your hands. Be sanitary. Yeah. So to wrap this thing up, I want to ask you guys, first of all, please plug your shit again, but also talk us through some future plans you got going on in the next couple.
Man, all right. Well, y'all can follow me at bboymayhem_art on Instagram. That's where I do most of my stuff. That's where I show upcoming projects, what I'm gonna do next, or et cetera, et cetera. You can follow my brother at
bboypyro_art.
And we post all our stuff up there. But upcoming projects right now, I'm working on 3 projects right now.
Damn, and busy.
Yeah. Are they all comic projects?
Yeah, they're all comic projects.
I think I'm working on about 3 or 2. No, I think I'm working on 2 right now.
We already have 1 team project. That's the first book we ever released. It's called Untold Dreams.
Shout out to Elijah
Simon, our third partner
/ cousin.
But it's called Untold Dreams Phase 1. That's going to be a whole series in its own. We started off with that one. Then we have these that we were just talking about. Mm-hmm. But I have an upcoming project called Clear. Mm-hmm. That one's going to be a 1-shot. And I'm working on something epic. It's a female.
You say a 1-shot, like a 1 press done?
Yeah. It's a 1 comic and then it's done. One and done. Mm-hmm. It's going to be 1 and done. She'll show up eventually in other stuff, but right now it's just 1 and done. Like I said, female leading role.
Yeah.
And we have another project that I'm not going to talk about.
Yeah. So now, So now
the super secret project.
Right. Now that you said that, I do have 3 projects, and that's
but like it was a secret. He wasn't gonna break it.
My third. Well, the first one, I'm pretty much that's the team project with him and our cousin Untold Dreams. We're planning on continuing that. The next one is Shadow Wolf issue 3. I gotta get back to Shadow Wolf. It's been a while. And then the other one is the project that he was talking about that we're not going to talk about. Okay, but now, tune in, guys.
So you're gonna push Shadow Wolf.
Yeah.
Now are you going to still continue to push Electric Tiger?
Oh yeah, definitely. Electric Tiger is going to be my number 1 long running series. Eventually, once I get other ideas out that I want out, I'm just sticking with Electric Tiger. I'm not going to do anything.
The reason I asked is because I know that it says Origins on it, but it's like 1 of 2, 2 of 2, and so I was like. Does that mean that it just the origins ends, or is like you're just creating this idea of like who the tiger is?
Yeah.
Like
that's the end of the origin right there.
Yeah, that's the end of the origins. After this, shit getting real.
It's about to go down. Now shit got real in those because it showed the beginning of how it all started. But when the third issue actually goes into where
you really get into the meat and potatoes of it.
Right, and the art style is going to be different.
Really, all we did was marinate the whatever's going on the grill and fire it up and kind of clean it off, get ready to, start cooking.
Right.
It's the t-shirt before the t-shirt.
All right.
Don't judge me.
Oh, man. Well, dude, thank you guys so much for coming through.
One more thing. We're going to be opening up a shop soon, and, you guys will be able to buy the actual physical copies from there.
Online shop?
Yeah, online shop.
Yeah.
And we're
merch.
You're gonna be able to buy, hoodies, t-shirts, stuff like that. So,
keychains,
all that good stuff. So we'll be getting that soon. YouTube channels are being worked on. Yeah, there's some stuff.
Yeah, we got some things planned coming up this year.
Yeah, because COVID ruined our traveling and going to conventions.
It kind of fucked up everything.
Well, hopefully, things are starting to open a little bit back up more.
And I got an issue.
Yeah,
gas prices.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's not only because of COVID, but I won't get in that bad.
Yeah, it's political.
Yeah. One more thing. March, April, May, I believe we have a convention in Greensboro coming up, and hopefully it stays open. But you guys check us out there.
We're thinking at the Coliseum.
I think it's at the Marriott.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken.
Near the airport. Or downtown?
No, downtown.
Okay, downtown.
Yeah.
Okay.
And hopefully that is still going because a lot of our conventions been getting canceled last minute. So
we had a couple of conventions.
So if you guys want to pick up
this year,
if you guys want to pick this stuff up, man, just meet us out there, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Appreciate the support if y'all come out there.
Yeah. Right on.
Got
and
some
these
new things,
these copies are ours. We're gonna these are ours. We're gonna put that up in the studio.
Yeah, you're not gonna see these anymore. Ever.
So be sure to cop your own.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, thank you guys really so much for coming through.
Thanks for having us.
It was really amazing.
Hey, appreciate it. Yeah.
That you guys shared your story. Like I always say, not only to us but to the viewers and listeners,
but mostly me.
But mostly Nick. So yeah, it was amazing. Thank you.
Hey, thank y'all for having us, man. I appreciate it.
No problem, dude. It was our pleasure.
You're welcome, Demo.
Yeah, thanks, Nick, for making this happen.
I work so hard. I work so hard to just find these people with brilliant stories and minds and bolster them to you to record
for the record.
These sweet listeners.
For the record, Nick showed up at my house with a gun, and
I was like, "Get in the van. Where's your brother live?"
But yeah, I'm glad y'all doing this though. The podcast.
Oh yeah, no, seriously, man. This is
the podcast by Gunpoint. There was a huge model that we developed and we figured that no one else is doing it.
No one can say no. You know what I mean? So.
You have to change it to 40.99 at Gunpoint.
Hell yeah!
Just kind of scribble it in.
Yeah.
Well, shit, man. Another amazing episode of the 4099 podcast.
We're going to get these boys out of here before someone files a missing persons.
Dima.
Old big boy backseat, nervous Nick. I'm out.
And we out.